Hello, this is Michelle. This is going to be for my content like class. So we have to read a book for the semester, which I've already read like 12. um, so I was thinking, okay, well, how am I going to show how I've read the books and stuff? And I said I was going to read Lord of the Flies, and I did. I actually just finished it not even 20 minutes ago. And it was good, but I don't want to talk about it. It's kind of confusing for me actually to talk to my friend about it, and just kind of reread stuff. And I actually had to look some stuff because I was really confused. So I don't feel like confident talking about it. So I'm going to read another book. I was going to read another book anyway. So I figured try doing something like this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read my books and I'm going to do little like vlogs about it. Probably should be less than 5 minutes each. I'm going to put together a playlist on YouTube. So this is sort of just explaining that. My goal is to have this, I'm a very avid reader, have this finished by March 20th because I actually am going on a trip, and I like when I do trips or start things, I like to start a new book. Just a nice little OCD habit, lovely. So I actually have not picked the book I want to use yet. I'm going to talk to my friend Sarah because she's an awesome reader and she's read more than I have. She has lots of valid opinions. So I'm just going to explain the top 3 books I have. I went to an antique shop and bought a crap ton of books. Oh, and I'll also try to keep the swearing down, but I have the control of an uneducated sailor, and I have the vocabulary of a well-educated pirate. Or just a well-educated sailor, too. But I have 3 books that I got, and I really want to read all of them, and they all look really interesting. There's another one, but it's 1,000 pages, so that's probably going to be a later project and not something that I'm going to talk about. But I do have a Stephen King novel. This is Misery by Stephen King. I just said that. He's a main author, which is really cool. He likes to write a lot of horror stuff, and I've actually never read anything by Stephen King. My 2 best friends actually were in an English class. Amanda Brown and my best friends, and they actually read this book for an English class, so kind of behind them. I like the picture on the back. That's the first thing I noticed, just how weird he looks. I don't know, I'm so used to the old Stephen King. Misery is about an author. I think he gets in a car crash and he gets saved by this woman, and she's his biggest fan, and things go crazy. It's exciting. I think for this book, I read the summary on Wikipedia, but it was a long time ago, so I kind of know what's going to happen, but I mean, you know. So I'm going to do that talk aloud thing. This is probably going to be longer than 5 minutes. Whoops. Well, Misery, it's written in blood, and I noticed that there's this woman with an axe, man in a wheelchair, with a bed. It looks lonely. He doesn't look very happy. It looks like he's in the wilderness because there's a barn in the back. Yeah, like a red barn. There's like a tiny carpet, and there's obviously another window in the back of the room. I mean, the book doesn't look too long. It's 310 pages, or... Oh no, it's like a sequel. Alright, so it's more like 300 pages, so that actually probably has done a week. I don't really want to start reading it. Book 1 or chapter 1's called Annie. When you look into the abyss also looks at you. So that seems very interesting. So obviously I'm going to talk to my friend about it, and then I'll probably report in. But this one looks pretty good. It's a nice horror. To me, it's short. And then this one is actually more of it's historical fiction, which I really like. It's called God's Secret Angels, Queen Elizabeth's Forbidden Feast and the Hatching of the Gunpowder Plot. I'm really interested in the Reformation. The Reformation was basically the whole of Europe was basically Catholic. When you said, oh, you're Christian, you really meant Catholic. Like, that was the only form of Christianity that was widely used. Like, obviously Jewish people and stuff were prevalent, but not... You didn't want to be Jewish. There was no such thing as like a Protestant, and that's what the Reformation comes in. Basically, the shift from only Catholics and Protestants. I think the simplest definition of Protestant is you believe in the Bible, but not in the Pope. There's a little bit more difference there. But now England's form of Protestantism is basically, at least it was back then, when it first happened, it was Catholicism without the Pope. It's literally all it was. And you can get divorces. God's Secret Angels... Queen Elizabeth, so it's going to be mid-1500s. Gunpowder Plots is beginning of the 1600s, because Queen Elizabeth died in 1603, I think. Okay, so I saw this book in the store. It was like right when we were getting the checkout, and I actually had to. There's a little like excerpt from the novel in the back. I actually don't like reading those because when I see it again in the book, and it throws me off. Oh, this is this lady's first book. Really interesting. One evening in 1588. I was right. Let's see. Spanish Mars has been defeated. People are Jesuit priests. Jesuits were advocates for Catholics. Yeah, Society of Jesus. They were trying to. Yeah, they were part of the Catholic Reformation. That's kind of where they stemmed off from. Ignatius of Loyola was kind of like their founder, I think. I'm French, can you tell? Let's see. Yeah, returning England to Catholic Church, that was a huge thing. That's what the gunpowder plot was, tried to blow up, Catholics tried to blow up a Protestant. What do you think's going to happen? Not good things. Let's see. Like this. It seems like it's a novel, but then it kind of brings you back to, oh, here's some, like, primary or secondary documents. I like books like that because you're into the novel and it's like, oh, here's a little supplementary fact. I like those kind of books. A deadly game of cat and mouse between priests and government spies as Queen Elizabeth and her ministers fought to defend the state, and the English Catholics sought to defend their souls. It follows the priests, God's secret agents, from their schooling on the continent through their perilous journeys. To their government, they were traitors. To the fellow Catholics, they were glorious martyrs. It was a distinction that the gunpowder plot would put to the test. Ultimately, God's Angels is a story of men who would die for their cause, undone by men who would kill for it. That's a little weird. It's a story of men who would die for their cause. Okay, they die for the cause, undone by men who would kill for their. Okay. Okay. So this is more historical. This is definitely an era that I definitely enjoy. So that'll be a good one. This last one is from my ultimate favorite author. I discovered him in AP English my junior year. I didn't take it senior. Not that smart. It is Dennis Lehane. He is a New Englander, so he's not Mainer. But he's primarily from the Massachusetts area. A lot of his things take place in Massachusetts. And I read Mystic River first. You've probably, I don't know if any of you guys have seen the movie, but he wrote the book to that. It was one of those books where I couldn't put it down, and then like the last 40 pages, I'm like, I still don't know who did it. It was, when I found out, I was like, what? I mean, maybe other people figured it out. I didn't. And I read a lot of his Gone Baby Gone, Moonlit Mile, The Given Day was really good. So I've been trying to find more of his. I actually have another book of his in my room when I'm at home, but so I found this and I brought it up, and it's Dennis Lehane, Live by Night. And to be honest, I think oh, this is what he looks like. So mysterious, I love him. I basically want to throw this into my bag without even, like, my shopping cart at the store without even looking, because anytime I see Dennis Lehane, I just, oh, mine. But I actually didn't end up looking at the cover, because I was actually really curious. And, I actually didn't end up looking at the entirety of, like, the summary. I actually looked at the first word. It said prohibition. I love prohibition. I love Dennis Lehane. So I threw it in my cart. But there's a cop, son of a Boston police captain, and have I read this before? No, I haven't read it yet. This is good. I thought that was the one about the boxer. But no, so he's the son of a cop, and I guess he's getting involved with some heavy mobsters. So that's actually really exciting. I don't know which I'm gonna read first. So yeah, that is my summary. I will probably check in later. To tell you what book I've started to read. My plan is every time I read, not really a set number of pages, I think, because I read in sessions. When I finish a reading session, I will hop on, I will do a quick reaction, I'll upload it. So obviously there will be spoilers. Yeah, if there's any books that people think I should read, I know this is primarily from education class, but if there are books people think I should read, they can totally suggest some in the diddly-do. Even though I only have like 5 subscribers, but who knows. So, I hope you all enjoy my book video vlog. Would that be like a Bvlog? It's a Bvlog.